On Tuesday 9th of April 2024, preserved rail motor 631-731 ran from Orange to Wallerawang and back again, the fifth and final day of a Wings and Wheels charter tour for Scott McGregor. This was the former Track Patrol unit's first run of several for 2024 and its second appearance on the Brit from Oz, following a shot in Bathurst Volume 33 last year. And liking 620-720 sets as I do, a chase was in order, my first such chase in 7 months. In this film, we see 631-731, now named Neville and Joan, at 9 locations across 93 kilometres of the New South Wales Great Western Railway, whilst also finding time to see 3 other trains and indulge in some history, both of one of our locations and of 631-731's story from revenue service to track patrol unit to preserved set. And we begin here at Newbridge. 631-731 belongs to the 620-720 class, of which 18 of the two-car rail motors were built at Wallerawang between 1961 and 1968. Originally intended to operate from Newcastle, the class also operated in suburban Sydney, around Liverpool and Campbelltown, prior to these areas being electrified, as well as a number of regional services, including from Casino to Murwillumbah, west from Dubbo, and from Lithgow to Mudgee and Orange. So 620-720 sets would have been regular sights on this part of the Great Western once upon a time, including 631-731 of course. The class's withdrawal began in 1994 with the arrival of the Endeavour rail cars, but 7 were retained for Hunter Line services after a number of Endeavours were instead sent to the Southern Highlands. These included preserved sets 621-721, which has spent its entire working life as a Geordie, 623-723 and 631-731, and there they would operate until finally replaced by the Hunter J sets. When the final set was withdrawn in October 2007, this gave the class a service life of 46 years. A number of the 36 coaches built were scrapped, but 22 survived into preservation, including 7 complete sets. Of these, 3 remain operational today, 621-721 with the Rail Motor Society and 623-723 with Transport Heritage New South Wales. But what of 631-731? Well, following withdrawal from the Hunter Line, this unit was purchased by Railcorp and put into use as a track patrol unit, for which it was renumbered ML070, while 625-725 was retained as a source of spare parts. Track patrols commenced in 2011 and the unit served in this function for 4 years until both sets were sold to the Cooma-Monaro Railway in 2015. The track patrol function is now performed by Sydney Trains' mechanised track patrol vehicles and the AK cars. Subsequently, in 2020, both sets were sold to Carl Marfton, a private owner, whereupon they were moved to the Canberra Railway Museum and 631-731 was restored for operation, which was completed in late 2021. At this time, it gained its orange paint on the cab ends and was christened Joan and Neville, after 2 of Carl's family members who were both former New South Wales transport workers. The interior, which had been heavily modified during its time as ML070, was reconverted back to passenger carrying condition, albeit slightly modified from its Hunter Line spec. Nowadays, 631-731 is based in Orange and operated by Lachlan Valley Railway, who use it for various heritage tours and charter trips, such as the 5-day Wings and Wheels charter for Scott McGregor it is running in this film. A big thank you to Carl for providing much of the information presented here, as well as to Brad Pearden, Greg Best and Mick McGinty for kind permission to use their photographs. And now it's back to the present to resume our Wild West chase. Rydal Station opened on 1st of July 1870, when the Great Western Railway, as it was then known, was extended from Wallerawang, and this spurred the village, originally laid out in 1843 as Solitary Creek, to develop quickly. The name Rydal is taken from a village in northwestern England, formerly part of Westmoreland and now in Cumbria, which also gives its name, albeit slightly lengthened, to Rydalmere, a suburb in inner west Sydney. Trains from Sydney terminated at Rydal for 6 years after opening, and it became an important railhead, boasting a large yard behind the now disused up platform for transshipment of freight from rail to road, and vice versa. However, the extension to Bathurst's opening in 1876 saw Rydal's importance diminish significantly, for it was now a through station on a mainline ever expanding westwards. The Great Western Railway would reach its westernmost extent at Burke in 1885, but was suspended west of Nyngan in 1989, and unlike Doctor Who, didn't get revived. World War I saw several men from Rydal enlist, and these are remembered in this memorial at the station. There's another one for World War II elsewhere in town. The World War I period also saw the main Western Line duplicated, with a second platform and second track, now removed, built through here in 1915. The Hotel Alexander, which nowadays serves as a cafe and pub, also dates from this year, and was used in the 1974 film A Steam Train Passes. Following a significant slump in rail traffic over this part of the Great Western, the line was singled between Wallerawang and Tarranar in 1996, although the platforms at Rydal and Tarranar remain. Since then, though, traffic has picked up, with a new loop installed south of the station in 2019 to break up the Wallerawang to Tarranar section, which spans 27 kilometres of railway. Rydal Station building dates from opening day in 1870 and is a rare example of a combined station building and residence, of which only 5 remain in New South Wales. It's this rarity, plus the relatively few alterations made over the years, that earned the building a heritage listing. The station also retains a signal cabin dating from 1915, probably, and a goods van in its dock platform, which previously housed a history display. Following the station becoming unstaffed in 1984, the building previously saw use as a branch of Lithgow City Council Library, but has now been reverted to its former use as a residence. From the late 80s until 2019, the station received one daily train to Dubbo and Sydney, the Central West XPT stopping on request only. For the Silver City Explorer, Indian Pacific and 2012 introduced Bathurst Bullet services passed through but did not call here. In September 2019, though, upon the commencement of the second Bathurst Bullet service, the station was added to the New South Wales Trainlink's Blue Mountains line, and as such now receives a total of 10 trains daily, 1 to Dubbo, 2 to Lithgow, 3 to Sydney and 4 to Bathurst. Speaking of which, here comes our final train.